I think you have to look this through the lens of time. The constitutional office of the DCI, DPP, and over the last few months, of course, the cases that they're dealing with now, some horrible or cases about killings, Sharon killing, Monica Kimani, and many others. Just the other day, talk about NOC officials, National Olympic. This case happened last year or beginning of the other year, and this is when the officials who stole from the public because we saw the theft, are being brought to book. So we have, for the first time in a little less than 3 or 4 months, a DCI and a DPP who are working in tandem, working together. Again, very quickly, I have to say, I've seen the criticism that, well, we can only judge them after convictions. But what do you think so far?
I think for the first time, and it begs the question, how compromised were the previous officers or officers, in terms...
Maybe they didn't understand their brief.
Probably. I don't know. I think I would be harsher. Yeah? I'd be harsher because by virtue of being in certain positions, clearly, the money you're earning and everything else, the brief is the first thing.
Right.
So I'd be harsher. I guess I think now you have people who have a certain ethic to their job. They have a certain work ethic. They have a certain moral ethic. Yeah, and then also you're seeing collaboration in ways that we never saw before.
Yeah.
Where you're seeing all constitutional bodies, institutions who are actually working together. You're seeing the CBK now coming in terms of serious financial fraud and aiding the DCI and the DPP in terms of uncovering. You're seeing the CBK as well punishing banks that are aiding and abetting corruption and whatnot. You're seeing the DCI going after people like with a certain immediacy that was lacking before. You're seeing the DPP actually prosecuting cases and putting senior prosecutors, not just police officers, assigning them to cases. So I think it's the change of guard at the top has just rejuvenated the entire institution, and nothing really special happened beyond that.
I think it makes like you say very clearly, begs the question what these other characters were doing before. And for me, it is a question of constitutionality and constitutionalism, which are two different things. That we can have a new constitution, but until and unless we have this constitutionalism, that you are bringing people into office who understand their brief, who have a certain gravitas and morality to what they're doing, then we're able to see the results that you're seeing. So I still hold that I think the office of the DCI and DPP need to be given time before we start, pointing fingers at them like where are the convictions and that sort of thing. We need to give them time. The public, because part of this problem, I think, with holding a public office, you need public confidence.
Yeah.
To do the things that you're able to do. For you to go after a governor and governor spending 1 month
without
bail, that has never, ever, ever happened in this country.
Yeah.
Okay. Prominent personalities. All right.
Principal secretaries, MPs,
and whatnot. People are spending nights in jail, and we can argue so much about what happens, convictions, but it's a legal process. To have your day in court means that you have to take the wheels of justice with its speed.
Exactly.
Which comes with it. All right.
That's the constitutionalism also you're talking about.
Yeah. So why would anyone want us to speed up the cases of a governor so that we don't give them their day in court? They have to have their day in court.
Right,
and whether that takes 1 year, 3 years, 10 years, let them have their day in court so that this matter can be dealt with finality.
And maybe just as an addition, I think if we are to be honest with ourselves as a country, seeing certain things like public confidence can only happen, I guess, over time.
Yeah.
Because the immediacy of these arrests and the going down of buildings and whatnot is a temporary, a temporary high.
Yeah.
But over time now, you'll find that once these convictions start happening, and for me, the most important thing about what we are seeing with these particular offices is that the preventive aspect of it.
Yeah.
Because the moment you start seeing people who we thought had air cover, people who thought were untouchable, the moment you start seeing them actually going to jail and being prosecuted and actually being jailed, it means anyone in that capacity, like right now, I was being told, no PS wants to sign any monies until it's cleared even by the DCI.
All the bases have been covered.
Yeah. So, and I think just by virtue of people being like more guarded now, they don't want to sign anything unless it takes them down. I think it is working.
For me, the message would be just, I think, to the DPP to find more imaginative ways around prosecution. The law allows and gives him a chance to take some cases and have a public prosecutor, have a lawyer elsewhere who is of the same gravitas to prosecute one of these high-profile cases.
Yes.
Because I think we almost have an O.J. Simpson kind of scenario happening with this public, at least 2 cases that are in mind, that proved to be cases of the century for us.
Yes.
And one, I think, is the Governor Bado's case.
Yeah.
And I think the other one is Joey and Jackie Maribe's case. Those 2 cases are very important to help the public to see how the laws of justice actually work. All right? And I suspect if we got a prosecutor who's from the outside, who's another lawyer, who has profile and whatnot to prosecute these cases, we would have finally embed what we actually try to talk about.
And I think part of the imagination as well, and I've been informed that the law currently allows for plea bargains.
Yes.
In that you see people who are stolen money, as long as they return the money, they get a lesser.
Absolutely.
So I think
Absolutely.
that also is a more imaginative approach that we should see more of.
Yeah, and it's also, I think, a political issue. And I think you have to give the country, possibly this is in the president and MPs sort of level, to make this a political issue as well. For our national thieves, we give them time and tell them, listen, you have the next 6-8 months.
Amnesty, period.
Amnesty, yes. Please return. We want to see in our accounts at least 15 trillion shillings checking in. And then we can discuss your
Lowering taxes.
Yes.